welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Shells, and if you love all things sewing and fashion, then you are in the right place. If you've watched my sewing goals and sewing plans video, then you will know that my baby brother is getting married this month, and one of the goals, or plans I should say, that I set myself back then was to sew my dress. I'm not a part of the bridal party, so I am just a guest, and I thought it would be a really nice idea to sew my own dress. Seeing as I sew, why not? I was asked by my brother's wife to be to make her dress, not her wedding dress, just a dress for her. And she's no longer requiring that of me. It's taken a bit of the pressure off, but actually it hasn't taken a bit of the pressure off. I'm putting pressure on myself now because today is Tuesday. My brother's wedding is Saturday. So today's the 27th. The wedding is the 31st. It's 11:30 in the morning and I have not sewn one thing. It's like I'm in the same position I was in back when I was sewing for the pattern hackathon, except that was kind of out of my control, whereas this time round I've kind of put the pressure on myself. I've been on holiday, I've had other sewing commitments, I've been testing a few patterns, so that meant I wasn't able to start this project as quickly as I would have liked to, but honestly I did always have it in mind that I would probably be sewing it a week or two before the actual event. What I have done, however, is try to figure out what sort of dress I would like and the patterns that would enable me to do that. So I shared some inspiration pictures back then, and one of them was a bias cut sort of slip dress, so one shouldered slip dress. And I've also been loving these scarf dresses as well. I'll pop a picture up here. So one of the dresses I want to sew is a scarf dress. Now I have a slip dress pattern, the Sicily slip dress pattern, but I was thinking it would be too much mentally for me to think of how to hack that. I just don't have it in me right now. I'm against the clock, so I need to make things as easy as possible. So I have these two patterns here. One is the McCall's M8141 and the McCall's M8142. But what I was thinking is if I take the bottom of this skirt here, it is a skirt that's cut on the bias, and the top of this dress here, I can mash the two together and make that scarf dress that I like. I have to trace the pattern out because I don't really want to cut it in two pieces. I want it to be all one piece. And the next outfit I would like to sew is this two-piece here by Mimi G. I quite like the idea of a two-piece for a wedding, so this I think will be my other option. I don't have to do any hacking to this, although I've not sewn any of these patterns before, so I'm hoping it comes out okay. I think it's best to start with the Mimi G pattern because there's no hacking involved, and hopefully it should all come out right. If anything, it would just be a bit of tweaking for the sizing. So I think I'm going to start with this one. Now, you may have seen in my Barcelona vlog that I was planning to buy some fabric for this dress whilst I was out there, but that actually, unfortunately, I didn't see any. Well, I seen loads of fabric that I could have brought for this dress, but I was being too fussy, ran out of time, and I didn't get any fabric specifically for the wedding. I was trying to go for something like a flowery or a floral print, and we all know, guys, I don't really do prints, but I wanted to kind of step away from the norm for me, and go with a print. And I think that's probably why I didn't end up getting one, because I just wasn't sure, and I should know myself better by now and just stick to what I like, which is plain and not too fussy fabrics. So I looked in my stash before I even went to the fabric shop. So here is where I store all of, well, some of my fabrics, guys, in this IKEA cabinet, and I've just put some of the Vogue magazines I used to collect on top of here. We've got some fashion books here. I like to browse through magazines occasionally just for some inspiration. Some linens and cottons and some burnout prints, some suiting, more heavier fabrics. Here's a knit jersey, and there's some more suiting under there. Some more knits down here, and then some denim. So these are the heavier sort of fabric, so I know I'm not going to find what I need in this cabinet here. Now looking in the other cabinet, it's more lightly. So up here on the left, I've got some satins and chiffons there. Here we've got some jerseys and some lace. We've got our stretch mesh, and some lycras here. We've got more knits down here. We've got our rib knits here. And again, some stretch fabric. So I feel like I may find something here. I'm also gonna check my other shelf and see what I can pull. So I'm gonna just have a rummage and have a look and see if we can find anything, and then I'll be back. I've managed to find this blue satin fabric here. Ooh, it's not showing very well. And I love that this has a bit of a texture to it. And that is what I will use to make the scarf dress. For the Mimi G fabric, it's still trying to stick with a print. I have found this beautiful polka dot. So this is a crepe de chine. It's a linen look crepe de chine. It has a nice drape to it, and it's nice and light. I'll have to sew this with, well, the pattern, the bodice comes with the bustier comes with lining. So whilst it's flowy and slightly sheer, should be okay. So I'm gonna crack on with this project first. I need to finish cutting out the paper patterns. I've done the top and I've almost finished doing the dress. This fabric is washed and ready. I'm hoping to get the Mimi G project done by end of play tomorrow, and then that leaves me 2 days to get the scarf dress done, or at least started. I may not finish. I know I'm being very overly ambitious, wanting to sew up to different dresses. I've seen what I can do under pressure. So I'm staying positive, keeping my fingers crossed, and hopefully we will get this done. So yes, another video where I am sewing against the clock. Guys, let's see how I get on. Hi guys, it's a few hours later. I finished cutting out the skirt. I'm yet to do the top part of the pattern, or cut out the top part of the pattern, but I'm just having a little break. I've just been here watching a show and cutting my pattern out, and I just thought I'd ask, because I'm curious, do you guys prefer to watch something or sew with music, or do you like to sew in silence? Depending on what the mood is or what mood I'm in, sometimes I like to watch things, and more so not watch, but I listen to a lot of podcasts when I'm sewing. And if I get tired of that, then I will put some music on, and sometimes I do actually sew in silence. But I think my preferred is to listen to a podcast or something whilst I am sewing. But yeah, drop a comment and let me know what you prefer when you're sewing. It's about 2:30 now. I'm gonna crack on with cutting out the top. I don't want to just start sewing the skirt now that I've got it cut out. I want to cut out everything, so I don't have to stop again once the skirt is done, and I can just flow through it all. But yeah, I'll catch up with you all again soon. Mimi G actually has a sew along for both the top and skirt on this pattern, which I'm so grateful for, because I really don't have much time to be figuring things out today. So if there's anything I'm not sure of, I will be checking that video out. Another thing I would also recommend doing before you start sewing a pattern, especially if you've not done it before, is just to have a read of the instructions, as it does help when you come to sewing things. So here's all my interfaced pieces for the top, and my skirt that's ready to go. Hi guys, it is a new day. Today is Wednesday the 28th of August, and it's my birthday. So I'm another year older today, guys, and I have absolutely no plans. I do have a big birthday next year, so I'm not too fussed. It will be nice to celebrate and have a few drinks with the family on the weekend at my brother's wedding. But for today, the plan is just to sew. I haven't made much progress. I've got my pattern all cut out and everything is interfaced and ready to go. I'm losing light, guys, so I do apologize for the lighting if you can see that it's changed a little bit, but this is how I've pinned my cup in, well, eased it in, snipping the bodice and easing it in. And I've had my top stitching on the wrong side, so I've had to redo it on this side. It did have me wondering if I've got my cups on the wrong pieces, but I matched up my notches, so hopefully I got it right. So I've now ended up with top stitching on both sides. I'll probably just unpick this later, but I'll leave it for now because I may find that I have sewn it on the wrong side. So I guess we'll soon find out. So I've attached my side backs to my back piece and I've gone ahead and given it a top stitch, and now I'm going to attach it to the front piece. And the instructions say to sew down the right side only. So that's now what I'm going to do. Now that I've attached my lining, all I need to do is sew right along the top of it all with a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. I feel like I'm nearing the end. I also had to take in the side seam, just one of the side seams, by 1/2 inch. So this is the non-zipped side seam, and I guess this is where we'll attach our zip. So I had to take this an inch just to fit me a bit better. So my top is basically done. I just don't have a separating zipper, so I'm gonna put this to the side for the moment and make a start on my skirt. So we have our front and side front pieces. There are 2 side front pieces that we need to adjoin to our front piece. So I'm just gonna set one to the side and match our notches, pin and sew. So guys, I went ahead and attached my back side seams the same way I did with my front side seams, and I've attached front and back together. I've serged my seams and I'm now moving on to the waistbands. So we're almost done. This has taken me, I've been sewing the skirt now for maybe about an hour, if that. So way quicker than the bralette. So I'm glad I started the bralette first. And we've got our skirt. The more I'm sewing this, the more I'm falling in love with this fabric and color. But yeah, let's crack on with the waistband. And we are attaching the unnotched edges together. On to adding our invisible zipper, and a tip that Mimi G has on her sew along video is to sew, or baste I should say, yourself a seam guide. And we are going to be lining up our zipper teeth with the basting stitch here. Guys, it is Saturday morning, 1:49. The wedding is today. I'm sorry for the quality of this, but I've not long come in. I've literally just added the zip to my top, and I now need to hem my little tipsy. Here we go, guys. I don't know how I managed to do this in time, but I did. The sewing gods were on my side. My completed version of the Simplicity S9894 Mimi G pattern. She never fails to bring a good pattern to the table. I really enjoyed sewing this. Made a few adjustments to the sizing, but overall, love how this looks on me. Drop a comment and let me know what you think of the finished look. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.